So let's begin. Hi, I'm Erica, and today's class is going to be about spinal stability on the foam roller. So we're going to try some different and some new things probably on the foam roller today to work on our spinal stability and to work on core muscle control. And I'm doing this class because at HealthWell PT, we tend to have a lot of hypermobility people and a lot of clients that have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So this is a great way to orient the body to midline if you have any hypermobility, and it's a great way to engage the core for some more spinal stability. So we'll start in a way that probably feels really natural and is something that you've done before. Lie down on your back with the foam along the length of the spine. We're going to start in a way that's probably most comfortable and most known to everybody. So sit at the edge of the foam, use your hands to help guide you down so that the entire spine is supported. And then take your whatever prop you have for between your knees and just put it there. That's just going to engage the lower abdominals to give you a little additional stability. And if you feel like your towel or blanket is floppy, you can fold it again or just roll it up nice and tight. And then just arrive here. And all I want you to do is just feel your spine in contact with the foam. Draw all of your awareness to that point of contact between the foam and your body so that you can feel the points along the spine where you're touching and the points that maybe you're not touching, the low back or in the neck. And then now just take a few breaths. And as you breathe in, try to breathe down the back body along the entire spine. So as you inhale, it fills the back body. And then as you exhale and the air exits, you sink a little bit more into the foam. Inhaling into the back body. And then as you exhale, sinking a little bit more into the foam. Take one more breath just like that. And now, let's add some movement to the breath. So as you inhale, allow your pelvis to tip towards your heels so that you actually get more arch in the back and you feel the tailbone, the bottom of the tailbone come towards the foam. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone towards your knees and flatten the low back and sacrum to the foam. And then again, inhale and exhale, flatten. And as you do this movement, we're just drawing awareness to midline orientation along the foam. And if you're joining, we need today a foam roller and a block or a ball or a towel roll just to for a little added stability between the knees. Feel free to join us. So a few more breaths. Just feeling the midline orientation and the ripple of each spinal segment. As you move the pelvis, notice how the head follows. The chin's going to go up as you rock towards the head and exhale. And as you inhale, the chin's going to come down following the motion of the tailbone or the sacrum. Keep going just a few more times. Welcome. Hi, Anjali. Thanks so much for joining. I'm going to mute you. Please let me know if you have any questions, just because I heard a little feedback. So a few deep breaths. And hi, Susan. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can unmute yourself at any time, but I'm going to mute you so that everybody can hear without feedback. And you can have your video on and off. And hi, Peter. Thanks everyone for joining. So we're just starting by breathing and mobilizing the spine along the foam roller. Feeling that gentle ripple through every segment. And then pause. And now once you find that stillness again, notice if you have a little bit more contact on the next inhale. You might feel less space in the low back. And now take both hands to the outside of your ribs. And now as you breathe in, I want you to visualize your ribs like an accordion moving outward. And then as you exhale, visualize the ribs coming in and wrapping around the spine and then moving down towards your belly button. So inhale into the sides of the ribs. Try not to let the back arch. And then as you exhale, feel the ribs compress down and in, like that accordion's contracting. So inhale, feel the expansion laterally or outward. And then exhale, feel that wrapping in again towards midline, like the ribs are coming and squeezing the spine to give you some internal stability. One more time. And then as you exhale and bring the ribs down and in, try to stay there. Keep that low back in contact with the foam. And now the first level of stability is taking the arms off the floor. So some people might already feel a little unstable. And this is a nice way to just get into that midline orientation. So first, just feel the shoulder blades drop back along the foam. And then as you exhale, reach towards the ceiling. Just getting a little shoulder blade mobilization to begin. Inhale, shoulder blades wrap around the foam. Exhale, fingertips reach towards the ceiling. Again. Last time. Just mobilizing the shoulder blades, connecting breath with movement, and then drop the shoulder blades back around the foam. On the next inhale, let the arms come wide like a T. And then as you exhale, hands come back up towards the sky. Keep a tiny squeeze of the ball. Inhale, arms come out. Try not to let anything on the foam roller move. The only thing, and exhale, arms come up. The only thing moving is the arms right now. Inhale out, spread across the chest. Exhale again, feel those ribs with each exhale come down and in towards the abdomen. Inhale out. Exhale back up. Syncing your breath with your movement. And then next time you come up towards the sky, pause. Now take a breath in here. As you exhale, let one arm come up, one arm come down like a scissor, reaching long. Pause here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, switch all the way to the other side. Inhale and reach long. And then exhale and switch. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, switch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, other side. One more time. Last breath. And both arms come down by your sides now. And for a lot of you, that might have been easy. That might not have felt like you needed to use the abdominals. You might not have felt shaky. Other people may have. But that's the first way of connecting our breath to connecting to motion and stabilizing to the midline. So now we're going to go to the feet. We're going to take our feet off the earth one at a time. And that might be where you start to feel some instability. So take that prop out between your knees and just set it aside. We'll need it a little bit later. And begin by taking your fingertips, kind of like claws, and clawing the fingertips into the earth. And this will be a good place to start. So you're activating the arms. Take a breath in here, exhale, and feel the ribs pull down and in towards the navel as the back presses a little bit more into the foam. So now, breathe in here, and then as you exhale, lift the left knee up. Inhale, left knee comes down. Exhale, left knee comes up again. Inhale, left toes, maybe just tap this time. Maybe they don't touch all the way down. Exhale, left knee lifts towards the belly. Try not to let anything on the foam move. Moving to your own breath. 3 more rounds. Exhale, feel the knee pull up as the belly pulls in. Keep the spine stable. Just the hip inside the socket moves. As you exhale, it's like a micro crunching action in the abdomen, with the breath being the driver. And then place the foot back down. Let's try the other side. Inhale, exhale, right knee lifts. Inhale, right foot goes down, maybe just the toes tap. Exhale, navel pulls back towards the foam, ribs pull down, right knee lifts. Maybe this side feels really different than the other side. For me, it does. Take 5 more rounds, keeping the spine really stable, connecting your breath to your movement. Focusing all your awareness on pressing the spine down into the foam, not allowing the foam to move at all. Last time. Great. So we're working in stages, building up from a place of stability. And every variation I'm going to give you is going to be a little bit more unstable. And I want you to pause and to stay at your level of stability, listening to my body, okay? Not compensating by moving up to higher levels and letting yourself wiggle around, but really focusing on finding that level and that place where you can stay really stable on the foam. So now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate legs. I'm going to have you on each exhale lift a leg, alternating left to right. So breathe in here, engage the body into the foam. As you exhale, left knee lifts into the chest. Inhale down. If you can stay, and then alternate sides. Right leg lifts, exhale, inhale down. If that felt super easy, no challenge, bring the arms up to that position we started, reaching towards the sky. Breathe in, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, lower. And I'm starting to feel that just right challenge here, staying still on the foam with my arms lifted. If you feel like you're moving all around, falling off the foam, bring your fingertips, bring those claws back towards the floor, using the arms for a little bit of stability. And it's okay if you wobble off, you just get back on. Challenge is good. One more time on each side. Last time. Exhaling and stabilizing as you lift, and then lower down. Perfect. So so that's a great place to stay. You can do another round of this. Or I'm going to do one more progression here with the legs. So now, breathe in here, and then what we're going to do, you're going to exhale and stabilize, and I'll show you first. It's going to be left, right, left, right, left, right. So both legs are up at the same time. Fingertips can claw again. It might be really hard lifting the arms up, so I'd suggest starting with the fingertips. And then we're going to come so there's no feet on the floor. So stabilize, use that exhale, feel the entire spine, even the chin tucking to press into the foam a little bit. And here we go. Exhale, left leg lifts. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, left leg lowers. Inhale, right leg lowers. And maybe just the toes touch. Inhale, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. One more round. Keep breathing. One breath per motion. Perfect. Now lower both heels down. Just rest for a second. And we'll do one more round. This time leading with the right. Exhale all the way out. Engage the fingertips in the floor. Feel the shoulder blades pull back. I have you clawing into the floor so that you stay out of the neck, so that you activate the arms to keep the neck long. Tuck the chin slightly. Breathe in. Exhale, right leg lifts. Left leg lifts. Right leg lowers. Left leg lowers. Foot can go flat or just tips of the toes. One breath per motion. I'm going exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Couple more rounds. Right, left, right, left. Last time. Right, left, right. Both feet down. Beautiful. Maybe do a couple pelvic tilts, just letting the spine move along the foam. Maybe you even let the knees rock side to side for a minute. And then we'll do one more progression in this type of series on our backs before we start to add different movements in. So now we're going to get the arms and legs to work together. So the arms are going to come up towards the sky. And this is going to be a little tricky, require a little coordination at first, a little mind work. So what we're going to do is as the left knee lifts, the right arm is going to go up overhead. And then come back down to start. I'm going to slow down the pace and find a breath that works for you. As long as you breathe one breath per motion, that's all I want. We're going to alternating side so it's like a walking action. So breathe in, exhale, hands in opposite knee. Inhale, back down. Exhale, left knee, right arm. Inhale, back down. I'm actually scissoring the arms in opposite directions. So one arm goes down and one arm goes up. That just feels more natural to me. So I'm combining that first scissor motion with our knee lift. So right arm reaches, left knee lifts, come back to center. If you feel like you're really wobbly, really focus on pushing through the foot that's on the ground. That's going to give you a lot more added stability. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, switch. Knee and opposite arm. So the knee that comes to the chest is, and the opposite arm comes overhead. Try 3 more on each side, finding that just right challenge for you. If it's too much, let go of the arms. Or maybe one arm touches the floor as the other arm reaches overhead. So arm could touch the floor on the same side as the knee lifts. If you just need that little bit of stability, that's a great variation. Hand touches the floor, arm and opposite knee lift. I'm demonstrating that right now. Last time. And then find stillness. Let's roll to our sides. Maybe lie on your back for a moment and just feel the support of the earth. Feel how stable and grounded you feel now after being on that foam roller. And then now, I just want to give you a chance if anyone has any questions about those different progressions that you can ask me. That's a great series, a great progression that you can work on your own. And so I gave you a lot of different variables that you could do in that sequence. So now would be a time to ask if you have anything. And you can start from the beginning and work through this if you'd like a copy. Go ahead.
Yeah, just Eric, it's Pete. When I missed the first few minutes, just should my pelvis be on the bottom of the roller, or should that be off the roller?
Make sure that pelvis, that's a great question. That whole pelvis is really supported well. So make sure that your pelvis is the point that feels the most stable. Where you're really trying to focus your attention is by right at the top of the sacrum. So you have that triangular bone at the base of your spine, and at the very top ridge of that bone, that's where your center of gravity is. So that's the spot that you're actually really trying to dive into the foam and anchor down and be your stability point. Think of that sacrum as your anchor. And that's the premise of a lot of this work that we have, and it's common in the Pilates. This is very Pilates in foundations as well, that you have a stable spine with free movement of the extremities. So that's exactly what we were working right now.
Got it.
So now, thank you so much for asking. So now we're going to move to a position that actually might feel less familiar and less comfortable with the foam roller. So I wanted to leave a good amount of time to do this because a lot of you have probably practiced those things before. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 different positions here. And I'm going to show you both so you know where we're going. And then this is where you'll need that support that you had under your, between your knees for your head now. The first position for that foam roller is going to be right under the pelvis. So you'll feel those pelvic bones resting kind of right over the top so that the hip crease is right here. Before you go there, just watch me for one more second, because this is where we're going to start. Here we're going to isolate the glutes, which is so important for our stability and balance, and they work directly with the anterior abdominal wall. And a lot of our glutes are pretty lazy from all the sitting we do. So first like this, then we're going to progress and have that foam roller along the front of the body. Here you're going to be right below the collarbone, so not in the throat, but right in the sternum, and then let the head rest on a different support. And then from here, we're going to do some hands and knees type stuff, come into those same diagonals in the body. But let's start here just getting the glutes engaged first. So come over with the foam roller perpendicular to you. And then let your head rest on your hands or your head rest on the support. I'm gonna come to my hands so that I can turn my head to look towards you. And first, just get used to the sensation. If this is something you haven't done before, it may feel really tender. But I really love this position because it also helps give a little grounding and even mobilization and inhibition to the hip flexor or the psoas, which is often a big part of why the gluteals don't engage. So just here, while you're getting used to this posture, do a couple of pelvic tilts. Stick that tailbone up like you're gonna wag your tail, and then tuck the tailbone under. And as you tuck the tailbone under, you might actually feel a little abdominal activation into the foam, which is good. And then now inhale, let the tailbone stick up towards the sky like you're wagging your tail. And then exhale, tuck that tail around the foam, and you'll feel the arch in the low back go away, a little abdominal activation. And if you feel like you need the cue, you can come up to your elbows and look towards me, towards your screen. I'm up on my elbows so that you can hear me and see me. So just a little pelvic tilting. Now, keep that tilt so you feel the pubic bone and that lower groin area really anchored into the foam. I love this because it gives you that feedback. Am I pushing my body? Am I stabilizing now the front of that pelvis? We just worked on the back of the sacrum. Now we're anchoring the front of the pelvis into the foam. And now curl the toes under, keep the knees down. What I want you to do to begin is squeeze the right thigh so that you lift the right knee. Right knee is really, really straight now, lifting off the ground. Then squeeze just the right butt. Then point the toes on the right, and you'll feel the whole back line of the right leg activate. Don't lose that contact in the front of the pelvis. And then the toes go down, knee goes down. Let's try that again. 2 more times, just the right, before we alternate. Squeeze the right thigh, squeeze your right glute, keep the whole pelvis anchored on the foam, point through the right toes. Maybe you lift a 1/2 inch so you feel the whole right leg engaged. Don't let the back kick in. And then lower down. Last time, squeeze your thigh, squeeze your glute, point your toe. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and then toes go down, knee goes down, right leg relaxes. Come on to the left side. Left, squeeze the thigh, squeeze your left glute, point your left toes, hold, 3, 2, 1. No back activation, toes go down, knee goes down. Again, squeeze your thigh, squeeze the glute, point your toes, hold, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Again, thigh, glute, point the toes, keep the pelvis pressing into the foam, and then release. Now, alternating sides. Here we go. Right, then left. Your awareness is right at the front part of the pelvis where you're in contact with the foam. You can be on your elbows or on your belly, whatever you feel comfortable. Don't let the back move. Don't let the pelvis rock. Focus on just engaging the legs here. Again, our idea of spinal stability for this course is free movement of the extremities around a stable spine. So we're using the foam roller to stabilize the spine. Here we go. Curl the toes under, right leg first. Right thigh, glute, toe. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Toes down, knee down, other side. Squeeze the left leg. Point the left toes. 1/2 inch lift without moving the pelvis or the back. Lower down. Again, right side. Point. Keep the core engaged. Get one more little squeeze of the right butt. Left side. Really focus on isolation. Back to the right. Hold and release. Left side. Hold and release. One more time each side. And release. Last time, point the toes, engage the belly, keep the pelvis really still, and then release. Beautiful. And now, let's turn the foam now in line with the body. It's gonna kind of, if you're on your hands and knees, it's gonna be kind of in line with your knees. And then you're gonna walk yourself forward over it so that you land underneath the collarbones. So make sure that the throat is not on the foam. And now, I want you to think about having the shins or the lower legs on the floor and then having the forearms on the floor. So it's almost like we're in a little supported forearm plank, but you're leaning in first into the foam. If your head feels unsupported here, put it onto your support. If you feel like your head's cranking back or you're dropping the head down, use that prop to help maintain spinal alignment in the neck too. If you decide not to use your prop, keep that chin tucked towards the throat so it's like someone's pulling you from the back of your head straight out of the top of your head to the wall in front of you. So now push your forearms into the floor a little bit so that you feel that sensation of lift through the upper back. And then now here, just like we did on your belly, I want you to find your breathing again. So I want you to really breathe into the back body. Feel the resistance of the foam into the front body breathing so that you expand like a helium balloon into the back body. And then as you exhale, you feel that sinking into the foam. It might feel tender in some spots that don't usually get pressure or mobilization. Again, feel the inhale like a helium balloon lift you up in the back body. And then exhale down. And then exhale lower. This is a great breathing exercise. Breath is such an important part of the core too, which is why I pause to have you breathe. And now here we go. From this position, knees can be down, or if you felt like that last activity was really easy and you want a little extra challenge, curl both toes up. So now it's like you're really in a forearm plank with this stability of the foam roller, just giving you a little extra support. So knees can be up or down. Press through the forearms. Now, squeeze the right thigh, squeeze the right butt, lift the right toes. Can you do that without rolling or moving anything else? Then put the right foot down, left side. Squeeze the left thigh, the left glute, point the left toes. Can you keep equal weight in all three of the other limbs? And then lower down. This is great plank, modified plank work. Squeeze the right thigh, squeeze the right glute, point the right toes. Don't let any other limb move. Keep the foam roller perfectly still. And then come down. If you're really wobbly, let that knee come down before you switch sides. So now left thigh, left glute, left toes. Perfect. You can stay with that or follow me to the next progression. Right thigh, right glute, right toes. Press through the right arm. Now reach the left arm out in front of you. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Right knee can come down if you need the added stability, or keep the right knee up for extra challenge. Squeeze the left thigh, the left glute, point the left toes. Press through the left forearm. Reach the right arm forward. Don't let anything else move. Whole body is working here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then down. 3 more on each side, holding for 5 breaths. Push through the forearms. Really press the front of the pelvis into the foam. Right leg lifts. Stabilize and lift. Left arm reaches. And then down. Left leg, right arm. Squeeze it first. Point through the toes. Reach really long. You're not reaching up, but reaching long. Keep the foam really stable. Right leg, left arm. Keep the chin tucking, looking towards the top of your yoga mat if you're on a mat. Or another good indicator of where to look is between your thumbs when you're on your forearms. Switch. And down. Last time on each side. And down. Last time. And relax. Let everything relax. Let your head come down. We're going to come off the foam, so if you need to remove it, just let yourself rest all the way on your belly. Oh, and again, feel the weight of your body now come into the floor. Just let yourself be completely relaxed there. And you really feel the heaviness now of the body. And you feel how that spine, that midline, drops into the earth. So these are great exercises that are very similar to doing a forearm plank or doing a bird dog. So that hands and knees, opposite arm, opposite leg lift. If that's something where you find the pelvis move a lot or you feel wobbly and unstable in, this is the perfect exercise to facilitate that muscular activation to improve that motion. We have 2 more things. So when you're ready, you're gonna come up and you're gonna lie on your back again. So we're gonna do one more progression, this time working kind of on a sit-up, so engaging the front chain of the body. We're gonna break it down into 2 parts, and then we're gonna finish with a full sit-up type action. So first what you're gonna do, and that should bring us right to about our time, you're gonna lie with the foam along your back. And I just want you to watch me for a second, because I'm not crunching, okay? I want this really to be connected to the breath, so that as you inhale, the shoulder blades come back and the spine arches. So coming into that arch, as you exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, and think round the spine. It's not about how high you come, but it's about rounding and feeling every segment move along the spine. So you peel up like you're unsticking Velcro from the tailbone and the head at the same time. You round. And then come back down. Exhale, curl the tailbone, curl the chin, round. And then exhale, come back down. Allow the elbows to reach out. Allow the tailbone to tilt so you arch the low back. And then round the low back, tuck the chin, round the upper back. And you'll find the more you're able to round, the higher you're able to lift. So think about less efforting and more breathing.
Elbows come in, tuck the chin, really round and hollow out the upper back. And then come down. Try 3 more. Elbows in, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. And then arch when you get back down. Last time. Great. Now, hands by your sides or hands up towards the sky. Really press through your feet now. Same thing, but from the opposite direction now. So now we're gonna lift the tail. Breathe in. As you exhale, tuck the tail, round up so that you get to that point right at the bottom of the rib cage. So you're not arching the back. Then round down one segment at a time. Arch at the bottom. Exhale, tuck the tail, round. Every single spinal segment lifts off and then lower down in that same way. Round and then release. Tuck the tail, push the belly button down, then start to peel yourself up and then lower down, middle back, lower back, sacrum and tailbone. Try 3 more. And lower. Round. And lower. This is easier now than it would have been too had we not done that glute work just before this. Your hands can even come on the ribs to provide you a little bit more stability so that you're not arching the back. Try 1 or 2 more. And then release. Roll to your side to come off the foam. And our last exercise will help us transition out because it's in sitting. So the foam is still going to be behind you just like it was. And you're going to be sitting right at the edge as if you were to lie down on it. You may like that ball again between your knees, but you could also like a wider stance just for some more stability here. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to actually try to roll back onto the foam. It doesn't matter how far you go. It doesn't matter if you go all the way down. It's all about control and moving from core, not efforting from the shoulder blades or from the head. So we're going to start to roll back onto our sacrum. As you roll back onto your sacrum, maybe find the low back. And then can you see how far back you can go by getting every segment to touch? I'm gonna come all the way down for demonstration. And then as I exhale, I'm gonna use a little help of the arms by reaching the arms forward. And oh, that was a little hard for me as I'm talking. And then try to round up. Again, I'm reaching so that I round through the whole spine. It's about rolling down. And it's okay if you just get to here and then come back up. Find that spot and work with that hard transition spot. So maybe just roll down when you're like, oh, I really feel the belly. I really feel the core. I'm starting to get unstable in the legs. Pause there. Breathe in. And then exhale, come back up. If you want a little extra stretch, maybe arms come overhead. Find what variation works right for you. It's really hard to get all the way down and all the way up, staying in the core. So we're breaking up the different parts of the range and we're rounding and then extending. So working the spine through flexion and extension. Try 1 more. I'll demonstrate one more going all the way down. We'll see how I do while talking. Rolling, curling, curling down, down, down. Breathe in, use the exhale of the ribs to come back up. Okay. Once you come back to sit, come and sit right at the edge. Kind of come and sit in the cross-legged position. Let your knees drop down. And feel the pelvis drop forward a little bit so that you feel the weight of the foam roller right in the pelvic floor. And then just notice how you feel. Take a couple breaths. Let the breath come back to normal. Feel how it's expanding into the sides and the back of the ribs now. And how you may feel a little bit more upright. And feel the sense of center a little bit better. Thank you so much for joining me.